What's up, y'all? It's your boy Joey, aka Mr. Made You Look. Welcome back to Made You Look University. Here we provide content regarding tips and tricks, tutorials, effect breakdowns, and just overall advice to other creatives and entrepreneurs in the space, man. In today's episode, I'm gonna show you how to take some boring clips like this.
I'm not in a mood, cause my flight delayed. So I jumped on a private jet and I'm asking a pilot the ETA. Lambo parked on a landing strip, everyone.
And turn them into something fire like this.
I'm not in a mood, cause my flight delayed. So I jumped on a private jet and I'm asking a pilot the ETA. Lambo parked on a landing strip, everyone.
Now I'm going to be going over something called speed ramping, which is what you just saw. It's where we slow things down, speed them up. It just adds more motion, more hype. It keeps the viewers a little more engaged in your videos. It's great for spicing up your content. Stick around to the end. I'm going to show you how to sauce it up just a little bit more. Without further ado, let's get right into it. First thing you want to do, have your clips all lined up. You first want to expand your video timeline, so you can, until you get this little dot right here. So you're going to right click, go to show clip keyframes, time remapping speed, and then you want to go to time interpolation, optical flow. It's automatically going to be on frame sampling. You want to change it to optical flow, and I'm going to go over that in 1 second. And then you should have the option to have this little button come up. This is how you're going to keyframe your speed and allow it to go from slow to fast or fast to slow. What optical flow does, so it automatically starts at frame sampling. I'm going to render this. Let's put it down to like 50%. And so that's what this line does. You drag it down to slow it down. You drag it up to speeden it up. Pretty self-explanatory. So I'm going to render this. So look how this looks when it's just frame sampling. It's really choppy. It looks almost like it's lagging. But when I go to optical flow, render it again. You always want to render. It's smooth. It's smooth like butter, baby. Oh my God. So basically, quickly what optical flow does is it allows Premiere to fill in the frames that are missing. So this was shot in 25 frames per second. Ideally, if you're shooting your own content and then editing it with the intention of slowing it down, I suggest you shooting at least 60 frames per second, ideally 120, and that gives you more frames to slow it down without having to use optical flow. Optical flow just fills in those frames that you're missing and creates a smoother slow motion. First thing I want to do, speed ramp this first clip, start slow and speed it into the next one, and have the next one start fast and slow down. You'll see. So it's pretty basic right now. I'm going to slow it down a little bit, go to like 55, and then I'm going to have it cut into this. This is going to be where I want my cut to be. So I'm going to start this over here. That's a keyframe. I click this button to keyframe. So now anything I drag to the right of the keyframe or the left is going to stay, the other side is going to stay the same. So I drag this up. You can see this is staying at 55. This is going to whatever I want it to go to. I want it to really go fast, so I'm going to go up to like 2, maybe 325. The farther apart your 2 points are on the keyframe, the longer it's going to take for the speed to change. So if I keep it right here, it's going to go from 55 to 325 in 1 frame. But if I drag it out, it's going to take all this ramp to get to the other speed. So see how it speeds up? I want this to start really fast, so I'm going to drag it up to like 250. Go 1, 2, we'll go 3 frames in. Bring it down to 55, and then I'm gonna drag it out about a frame, move it over, and let's see what we have now.
I'm not in a mood, come on.
See how it like kind of bites into it? I want to bring it in 1 frame.
I'm not in a.
And then I'm gonna render that, show you what we got so far.
I'm not in a mood, come on.
Fire, and I'm gonna make sure this is on optical flow as well. You see the difference already? It just, instead of having 2 clips just go back to back, we use the speed to manipulate how it looks going to the next one. So it's speeding into it, hitting the beat, and then slowing down. You want to speed it and slow it down right around the beat so it really goes with the song. Boom. And then I want this clip to speed into the next one as well. So we have our first 3 clips done. You see how the speed ramp kind of adds more motion to it?
I'm not in a mood, come on.
Like the late. I'm gonna edit to his words now, so I think it's really important to edit to the beat and also the words. So it's gonna be, and jump to private. You know what I'm saying? Watch what I do. I'm gonna start it off slow. I'm not gonna speed into the next. I'm gonna start this one off slow motion. So I'm gonna go like 3 frames over. 1, 2, 3. Keyframe. Go back to the 3 frames so I can see what's happening when I speed it up. And I kind of wanted to have his hand go like that. I'm gonna keyframe that down. Go to like 50.
So I jumped on
I'm gonna do 1 more right here. 1, 2, 3. Click on it. Keyframe it. 1 more like that. Bring it back down again. Fire. I like to just make them a little bit more less linear by
So I jumped on a private jet and I'm
And then I'm gonna speed it into the next one. Same thing we did last for the other clips. 3 frames out, speed it all the way up. And now we gotta speed it in. Speed it up a little bit, and then 1, 2, 3, go down to like 50. Alright, so a big thing I like to do when I'm speed ramping, especially when I'm speeding into the next clip, you know, having a few frames really fast and then slowing it down, is having them do some sort of motion. So they start off really fast and then it slows down. So for example, in this one, he's turning his head. You can see he turns his head the first 3 frames and it slows down and he's kind of chilling. Over this one, I'm gonna do it where he lifts his hat up. He lifts his hat up and then slow it down. So it's just really important to keep those subtleties. If you have to cut your clip a little bit to make it work, I just think it looks a lot better when they do something, really, because the first 3 frames are really fast. They do something, then it slows down. It just adds, it sells the effect that much more. Quick pro tip: if you're using your raw clip, like just your footage, just to clip out the camera, and you try to speed ramp it a lot and add optical flow and it still doesn't work after you render it, try nesting it first. So like for example, we have a clip right here, right click nest, and then it should work this time around. If you do the same thing, sometimes Premiere is just weird that way. I always nest my clips beforehand. As you can see, all of my clips are nested individually. So that's just a quick pro tip, because it will get frustrating, and that's something that I battled through when I first started editing. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed ramp the rest of my clips. If I do something different, I'm gonna let you guys know, cut back in, but give me a sec real quick. Alright, now I'm gonna show you something real fun that I like to do, which just adds up a little more sauce to the speed ramping. Just reversing your clips back and forth. So we have this clip beforehand, speed in, slow down, speed up again. And so, like I said, I like when people are doing stuff to speed ramp. So you can see he kind of lifts his head up and looks over to the left, or to the left. So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna slow it down right there as he's looking up. Slow it down to like 50. Hey, Lambo. And then at this beat, I'm gonna speed it up. Actually, we're gonna speed it up back to like 100. I'm gonna side a little bit. Okay, we'll go to like 113 right there. And then at this beat hit right here, what I want to do is I want to reverse it. We have like 3 consecutive beats right here, back to back. I'll move this clip out the way, and then I'm going to go like this, drag it over right where I want to cut it, right click, go to speed, reverse. So now it's gonna, there's another beat right here, cut it again. Now we take this one, option, hold, drag it over, right click, speed, reverse. Now we'll go back to normal, so it's going back to the regular one. And I'm gonna cut it at this last one right here, go to this last clip. Final clip, 130, we'll go like 175. 1, 2, 3, 2 frames in. I'm gonna slow it down. So this is the final, no extra sauce or nothing.
I'm not in a mood, come on,
right there late.
So I jumped on a private jet and I'm asking a pilot the ETA. Lambo parked on a landing strip every.
Like everything, I like to do effects and edits in moderation, because if you oversaturate, it's gonna be too much for the consumer. It might be fire the first few times, but then it's just gonna get played out. I just really did a lot with this one just to really show you guys what it can do, what the possibilities with speed ramping are. So just keep that in mind. This is more than I would usually do, but with that being said, I'm gonna show you a couple more things you can do just to sauce it up and really sell the effects, really make that shit look fire. So what I'm gonna do right now is just add a couple of flashes and a couple of zooms. So we're gonna go to project, I'm gonna go to my items, right click, new item, adjustment layer. Okay, I'm gonna drag it on. I'm gonna go 5 frames over, shift right, shift left, it's already there. And what I wanna do is add a flash here. So I'm gonna go to my effects panel, I'm gonna go to levels, and then I'm gonna go to RGB white, the second one right here, and keyframe right in the middle. I'm gonna bring it over 1, 2, 3 frames, 1, 2, 3, go back to the middle, keyframe, 1, 2, 3 over, keyframe again, and move these arrows to navigate between each keyframe. So at the one in the middle, I'm gonna bring it to like 25. That should really brighten it up. And that's just gonna add.
I'm not in a mood, cause my flight delayed. So I jumped on a private jet
and it just allows, and you can just copy and paste these over where you need to.
Private jet and I'm asking.
You wanna drag this all the way over.
So I jumped on a private jet and I'm asking a pilot the ETA. Lambo parked on a landing strip.
And we'll do one more right here. Okay, so now we have the flashes.
I'm not in a mood, cause my flight delayed. So I jumped on a private jet and I'm asking a pilot.
And lastly, what I want to do is I like to add a little bit of transform, just to zoom it in and zoom it out, give it a little bit of a punch. So we go to transform, unclick your shutter angle, put it at 185, keyframe the scale. In the middle, go 3 frames over again. Keyframe that, 3 frames over again. And then I'm gonna go to like 135 maybe. I'm gonna do the same thing to this first one. We play the whole thing through. Let's see what we got. Add a little bit of flash, a little bit of sauce, a little bit of punch.
I'm not in a mood 'cause my flight delayed. So I jumped on a private jet and I'm asking a pilot the ETA. Lambo parked on a landing strip every...
Fire. As you can see, speed ramping is a very important skill that I think all editors, filmmakers, videographers should have in their bag. Speed ramping is ultimately about telling a story, and when and how you use it, it just allows you to be creative and tell a story through your footage, through your videos. With that being said, that's everything I have for you guys today. This is kind of a basic introductory lesson into speed ramping, slow motion, and just adding more hype and sauce to your videos. I gave you a little game at the end on how to sell it that much more. Just a couple little flashes, a couple little effects to juice it and just make it look a little bit better. But yeah, if you guys watched to the very end, I appreciate it. If you like this video, like this content, leave a like, comment down below, share this video, and subscribe, please. And let me know in the comments anything you'd like to see in the future, whether it be a certain effect, a certain tutorial, a certain story, a piece of advice you'd like to hear from me, a certain editing style. I'm really getting into my tutorials bag. I'm getting used to doing this kind of stuff. I'm not where I want to be yet in terms of how I'm presenting this content, but I think it's important that I'll just start and get some stuff out there. So I apologize for the wait between the first video and now. I did record a couple of videos that I didn't really like, but you know, it's about just starting and getting stuff out there. So with that being said, I have a lot more content coming. I would love to hear from you guys what you'd like to see, but that's all I have for you guys today. This was episode 2. With that being said, bro, I love y'all. It's always love on this side. Be safe, be happy, and chase those dreams always. Peace.